Minglaba and welcome to Myanmar Today. I am Henry Zin with the latest news and reports from around Myanmar. DJ Henry brings us the first report on safety of high buildings to resist earthquakes. Loom with the reports on 6th Myanmar FoodBev and 4th Myanmar Retail Sourcing Expo. DJ Henry will again take us on the memories of Community Festival 2019 in Hpa-an and Dawei. Last but not least, a report on a cartoon exhibition for Flood Victim Fund. Before we get to the reports, we've got some local news. Launch and MOU signing ceremony for the Quality and Patient Safety Management Program took place in Naypyidaw Monday. It was jointly organized by the Ministry of Health and Sports and Temasek Foundation and Sing Health Singapore. It is a 3-year program aiming to enhance leadership and management skills in quality improvement, patient safety, infection prevention, and control for healthcare professionals in Myanmar. Under the partnership, medical, nursing, and related health educators from Singapore will share their best practices in experience with the first cohort of 240 healthcare professionals. The program will reach out to over 700 healthcare leaders and practitioners in Myanmar from more than 40 hospitals by 2020. A combined team comprising Anti-Drug Squad Unit 1 from Bamor seized 2.2 kilos of heroin at a street value of 220 million kyats while searching a Prado car at Jaksakan Inspection Gate in Momauk Township on Saturday, according to the Ministry of Home Affairs. The police also found 1.25 million kyats and 2 mobiles on the car. Likewise, a combined team of Anti-Drug Squad Unit 27 from Loy Lin searched an Isuzu car driven by Sai Ao Nine Tun near Ho Tin Village on Loy Lin Tangji Motor Road in Loy Lin Township on Friday. Police seized 501 kilos of ice, a type of drug, at a street value of 1.25 billion kyats, along with cash amount of 400,000 kyats and 2 mobiles on the car. Actions were taken against the suspects under the Narcotic Drug and Psychotropic Substances Law. The second and final day of Myanmar's biggest esports tournament, Myanmar Electronic Sports League, Road to SEA Games 2019, took place at Yangon Convention Center on Sunday. It was jointly organized by Coca-Cola, Myanmar and Hawk Esports, aiming to strive sport spirit among youth communities in Myanmar through esports and to give continuous support to local esports community. The players will be given trainings and boot camp in Myanmar before going to the SEA Games. Several hundreds of players from all over the country participated in the competition, which began on 19th of May this year. Among them, 8 finalist teams competed in the 2-day final. The winners of the tournament in 3 game categories such as Dota 2, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Arena of Valor are going to represent Myanmar in the 30th SEA Games that will be held in the Philippines from November to December. And that's all with the local news. Let's take a look at the first report now. Myanmar is a country which is prone to earthquakes, and this year, until the end of July, earthquakes have hit 102 times. One of the causes of death when an earthquake hits is the falling of high buildings. In big cities of Myanmar, where there are some high buildings, the safety of these buildings is one of the issues to take into account in the preparation for the earthquake. DJ Henry Zin has the details.
Myanmar has been hit by many earthquakes with the history of causing massive damage in some areas.
Until the end of July of 2019, the earthquakes have hit 102 times in Myanmar. Last year, the earthquake happened for 147 times in the whole country. Compared to the previous years, it is likely to face more earthquakes in this year. In Myanmar, Areas along the Sky Fault are prone to huge earthquakes more. Areas along Bago Fault, especially in northwest of Myanmar, are facing the most frequent earthquakes. There are many faults in Myanmar. Some can cause the earthquakes, but some did not. There are also some cases that we come to know and do research on the fault when the earthquake occurs.
The government is working to reduce the risk of earthquake as much as possible, and at the Natural Disaster Management Committee, the working committees of different sectors are formed to do preparation and to respond in case of an earthquake hits.
You have to build the house firmly, being aware of the density of soil, taking account on the accident or earthquake. You have to find out ahead of the safe place in the house in case of encountering earthquake. Have a room in the house where you can enter and exit easily. Moreover, the nature of earthquake is that you have to be aware of aftershocks even after the earthquake ends. You have to run to the safe place as soon as the earthquake comes to an end. The safety areas are like plain spots without high buildings which are likely to fall around you.
The most important reason of causing death of people when an earthquake hits is the falling of high buildings. In Yangon, there are many high buildings of both new and old. It is necessary to make sure the safety of these high buildings. Yangon is likely to suffer from earthquakes because it exists 30 kilometers west from the Sky Fault.
The government is working for the implementation of Myanmar National Building Code. After the process has completed, the code will provide the safety of the buildings and establishing disaster-proof buildings. Both the constructors and owners have to understand it. In 2017, the region government led Myanmar Earthquake Committee, Myanmar Engineering Society, and other relevant organizations and experts to make the building assessments in 60 buildings in Yangon, including private and public buildings, markets, and governmental buildings. When we checked the result of these building assessments with National Building Code, all buildings are under the standard level.
The regional government is planning to have pilot project in Dawei to test the firmness of the old buildings and to reconstruct these old buildings. Because of high numbers of high buildings, open spaces are also necessary both to keep people safe in the middle of an earthquake and to be a place to give medical care for the injured people after the earthquake. That's all for now. This is Dora Switzer from MI Radio.
That's a report on the safety of high buildings to resist earthquakes. We're going to take a look at the weather conditions now in Myanmar. In Yangon, it's going to be cloudy, a couple of thunderstorms around during the day. There'll be overcast, a thunderstorm in parts of the area at night. The daily outlook is around 29 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 34 degrees Celsius. There's a 66% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorms in the area through Wednesday afternoon. In Naypyidaw, there's going to be an overcast, a thunderstorm in spots in the morning, then a couple of thunderstorms around during the day. Likewise, there'll be an overcast, a couple of thunderstorms around at night. The daily outlook is around 30 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 37 degrees Celsius. 67% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, showers and thunderstorms around Thursday afternoon through late Saturday night. In Mandalay, it'll be cloudy, widely separated thunderstorms in the afternoon. However, there'll be an overcast, a thunderstorm at night. The daily outlook is around 33 degrees Celsius high, but it's going to feel like 38 degrees Celsius. 44% chance of rain for the day. Looking ahead, thunderstorms in the area Saturday afternoon through Sunday afternoon. Stay with us as Loom brings us the second report, and we'll take a look at the stocks and currency exchange rates right after that. Myanmar FoodBev and Myanmar Retail Sourcing Expo took place in Yangon last week, and it was held for 3 days at the Tamador Hall. Following the expo, more than 60 international exhibitors showcased their brands, including Thailand, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Korea, Singapore, and Saudi Arabia. Loom tells us more on what transpired during the expo.
The 6th time Myanmar Food, Beverage and the 4th Myanmar Retail Sourcing Expo took place in Yangon from 15 August to 17 August. Following the expo, at least 5,000 visitors joined from both local and international industry players and the general public. The 3-day exhibition has welcomed over 60 international exhibitors in food and beverage and retail technology businesses from 6 countries such as Thailand, Malaysia, Korea, Singapore, and Saudi Arabia. Mr. Chinagit Vivavakit, General Manager of iCivits, a Thai professional exhibition organizer and a subsidiary of Index Creative Village, said the exhibition benefited the local businesses of Myanmar in terms of sourcing new supplier and new retail technology and the general public who is interested in F&B and retail businesses.
In this edition, our show continues to keep the objective and the concept by positioning as a one-stop service and solution providers in food, beverage, and retail industry in Myanmar, with a variety of showcases and activities. Myanmar FoodBev and Myanmar Retail Sourcing Expo 2019 aim to be your industry partner and hope to bring the development of food and retail industry to Myanmar.
The exhibition was a platform for connecting global manufacturers in food and beverage industry and retail technology with the local businesses, with the hope to open doors for new business opportunity, strengthen the competitive advantage for the existing businesses, as well as create a networking platform for international and local players. The exhibition offered the latest of food and beverage supply, as well as fitting and decorations, retail solution and technologies, and retail sourcing products, with strong support from Union of Myanmar, Federation of Chambers of Commerce, UMFCCI, Myanmar Restaurant Association, MRA, and Myanmar Retailers Association, MMRA. Dr. Mildan, Vice Chairman of UMFCCI, expressed local restaurant owners face difficulties in sourcing overseas suppliers in the past. Through this exhibition, it will help the restaurant owners connect directly with international suppliers.
So I need not elaborate on the fact that exhibitions and expo play a vital role in creating business networking and disseminating information about the latest trends in the relevant industrial and business sectors. I am pleased to learn that leading exhibitors from food and beverage industry and retail resourcing sector of international trade from Korea, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and Saudi Arabia and Thailand are participating in this exhibition and Expo, offering the best and latest developments in the sectors exhibited, which should be of great benefit.
Myanmar food and beverage and retail industry possess strong growth in the next few years due to the rising middle-class population. According to an analysis from Kasikorn Bank, Myanmar's middle-class population will reach 19 million by 2030 from just 2.5 million in 2010. Consumer spending could triple from $35 million to $100 billion by 2030. They will generate soaring demand for high-quality groceries, including imported premium meat, seafood, dairy products, alcoholic beverages, and even organics.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Since 2014, Myanmar Food, Beverage and Myanmar Retail Sourcing Expo have been successfully held in Yangon.
That's a report on the 6th Myanmar FoodBev and 4th Myanmar Retail Sourcing Expo. Let's take a look at the currency rates from Myanmar Central Bank. $1 is at 1,522 kyats. 1 Chinese renminbi is at 216 kyats. 1 euro is at 1,689 kyats. 1 pound sterling is at 1,845 kyats. 1 Singapore dollar is at 1,098 kyats. 1 Malaysian ringgit is at 364 kyats. 1 Thai baht is at 49 kyats, and the Indian rupee is at 21 kyats. Gold is trading at $1,496. Silver is at $16, and Brent crude oil is at $56. On the Yangon Stock Exchange, FMI remains at 12,000. MTSH also remains at 4,100. MCB remains at 8,300. FPP also remains at 26,500. TMH dropped 150 and it's at 3,000. You're watching MI Radio's Myanmar Today. You can go to our website at miradio.com.mm and listen to our radio programs live on the website. If you're on FM, catch us on 96.1 FM in Yangon, 96.5 in Mandalay, and 96.7 in Naypyidaw. Or you can simply download MI Radio app on both iOS and Android devices so you can listen to our radio programs wherever you are. Alright, let's move on to the next report. Memories of Community Festival 2019 is going to be held in Hpa-an and Dawei starting from the end of this month. This is a festival which is under Open History Project, which showcases the historical and artistic references. The first Memories of Community Festival was held in Magway last year. Dawei Zin has the story.
Memories of Community Festival, which is the project of collecting and displaying the community-based historical and artistic references, is going to be held in Hpa-an and Dawei this year. There will be total 4 events in the end of August, in the middle of September, in October, and in November. In Dawei, the first event, Dawei Traditional Ladies, will be on 15 September. In Hpa-an, the Costumes Festival will be held from 31st of August to 1st September.
Under the title Open History Project, we have been conducting many activities. Starting from 2016, we have held the exhibition of historical and artistic photos and references. Last year, in 2018, we organized the festival called Memories of Community in Magway, with many activities such as the Naga Festival, poems reciting, and practical painting. Under the project Memories of Community Festival, we have the activities concerning history, art, and community.
One of the activities of the Festival of Memories of Community is the exhibition of the visual history contents, such as photos.
Many of the
historical records of the community have been lost or damaged through different periods of time. So we want to recover these records so that we can collect the old references as much as possible. Although the important national references or records are stored in National Archive, there is not wide range of restoring the community-based references. So we hold the festival to give awareness of maintaining the public historical references of the country. And open history can carry on to open future. As much as we know about the history, we can build the country better.
The collection includes the public properties such as movie posters, book covers, and maps. Moreover, when holding the regional festival, they have to collect the photos from the residents of that area. According to the experience of Open History Project, it could be realized that some are so rare to be still available in Myanmar, such as postcards, which are over 100 years old. The organizers have to collect them from other countries and have to pay match. Wang So may also talk about the feedback of the festival held in Magwe.
လူငယ်တွေကဘာလဲဆိုတော့သူတို့တမိုင်းကိုလည်းသူတို့မျိုးရဲ့တမိုင်းကိုလည်းသူတို့မသိဘူးအဲ့လိုသူတို့မျိုးရဲ့တမိုင်းကိုလည်းသိကျင်တယ်လို့
The younger generation wants to know the history of their city as well as other cities and towns, so they cannot get the exact answer by asking, but it becomes more interesting when looking at the visual references.
In the Costumes Festival, which is to be held in Hpa-an, the Korean Costumes Contest and runway will be included. For the second event, I am still collecting the photos of Hpa-an. By looking at the photos of various periods, we can see many differences between the past and the present, such as many buildings have been established and transportation has been better. In the previous time, there was only water-based transportation, but now the ports are almost disappeared and can only be seen in photos. We even have the photo of going to Mount Zagabin with a cart in the previous times.
The visual references are important both as the nostalgia and to reflect the history of a country. Public history is also crucial for the next generation to learn and to build a better future. That's all for now. This is Dora Swissing from MI Radio.
That's a report on the Memories of Community Festival 2019 in Hpa-an and Dawei. Well, finally, we got our last report on a cartoon exhibition for Flood Victim Fund. Floods has been affecting the people in different places in Myanmar, and it still remains the primary issue for the people. With the aim to help those who are affected by the flood, Myanmar Cartoonists Association organized a 3-day cartoon exhibition at Mahabandula Park in downtown Yangon. Aiming to collect funds for flood-affected people, the cartoonists used their talents and participated in the contribution with what they can. Williamson gives us the details.
Myanmar Cartoonists Association held 3-day exhibition of the cartoons drawn by several cartoonists reflecting the current flood situation in Myanmar. The exhibition aims to collect funds for the flood victims with this show, and also associations brought several cartoonists who draw cartoons for the visitors at the exhibition. Another main aim is to spread the awareness of natural disaster, especially flood, so that the people will learn what they can do to combat the climate change or global warming. The cartoonists reflected their feelings on natural disasters through their artworks and paintings. Seeing the damage the flood has brought upon the people, the cartoonists decided to organize a cartoon exhibition of their own reflecting the plight of the flood victims across the nation. Speaking to MI Radio, Mawang Fountain, the secretary of Myanmar Cartoonists Association, said,
ကျွန်တော်ဒီနမ်းမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ပြပွဲရဲ့နာမည်ကရေစံလေးစံပေါ့နော်ကာတွန်းပြပွဲဒီပြပွဲကာတွန်းဆိုတဲ့
We entitled the exhibition Yizan Lizan, which means upstreaming and window. The nature of cartoon is reflecting the current situation of the world. We reflect all these through cartoons from Cambodia's perspective and try to reach out to the public. And by seeing the cartoons here, we know what is going on in the country.
The
way we organize the exhibition is familiar to the donation ceremony for the flood victims. But this is one part, and we don't want to be known as a donation team. Rather, we want to be known as a team
looking for fund for flood victims because we organized the event by the decision of majority in the association. So we receive the donated items in different forms. But where will we donate all these things? This will be decided by the team as well. But we haven't discussed where to donate because we are not sure how much we have received so far. And one thing for sure is that we will donate to the victims where it is needed the most, and we will make sure that we will do something good for the flood victims.
The exhibition also wants to emphasize on how important is sharing one another, especially to the needy people who are desperately waiting for the helping hand. It doesn't matter how big or small amount one can donate, but giving away is also a good principle to practice. Most importantly, this is the best time to donate something for the needy people and show our support towards the flood-affected victims. Speaking on his feeling towards flood victims, Mao Fountain also said,
Many of
the people who donate for the flood victims are not from well-to-do background. We, the cartoonists, are also from the common people's background. Most of us are not well-to-do families, but we're trying to do what we can for the flood victims, and we want to contribute with what we can for those who are in need. So we are helping one another in time of need like this, as we are one nation citizens, with brotherly attitude towards our brothers and sisters who are affected by the flood. So we're trying to help the flood victims, and we share the feeling of what the flood victims feel. Most of us put aside our works and participate in this exhibition for the sake of love for the people.
Now let's hear out from Zavanata, a cartoonist speaking to MI Radio.
We see every year there is natural disaster brought to us by climate change. Our association has been helping the victims of natural disaster with that we can. And all we wish for is not to face another natural disaster further in the future. We don't want to see another disaster, but as it is happening, and as a citizen of the nation, we are responsible to do something about it, and we are also obliged to help our fellow citizens. This is how we can be united together as one to show that we are strong together.
This is Williamson reporting for MI Radio.
That's all the reports we have for today. As we look into the international landscape, there have been protests in Hong Kong, and scenes of anti-violence rally have also been seen at Tamar Park on Saturday afternoon. Here we have the video footage of what's happening in Hong Kong.
I believe that Hong Kong is a part of China. It is absurd trying to separate Hong Kong and China. China has suffered from Western hypocrisy and abuse for 200 years, and China is standing strong now. So that is why Hong Kong is being used by overseas elements to poison Hong Kong in order to try to hurt China. And the only reason is because China is becoming strong, the West is becoming envious and is becoming weaker. And it's absurd that the young people here feel that they can support freedom by destroying everything that's been built up by the people of Hong Kong and of China for all these years. I want to say think. I want to say to them, think. How does it help you? How does it help Hong Kong to destroy Hong Kong and everything people have built up? How are you going to make it freer and better if it's all been thrown away? Hong Kong was built up by Chinese people. not the British. It was built up by Hong Kong Chinese people. And the young people here are throwing all of that away, and I'm disgusted by it. Peaceful protest. They've got the opportunity for peaceful protest. They make it turn it into violence. I cannot see how that's going to help anyone.
齊救香港，拒絕暴力，拒絕攬炒，支持香港政府嚴正執法，支持警察，重建香港，重建安寧。
And that's a wrap on Myanmar Today. Catch the show on MITV every evening, Monday to Friday at 8:30. You can also join me on MI Radio from 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., 1 to 1:30 p.m. and from 7:30 to 8 in the evening. Don't forget to drop your comments and messages on our Facebook posts. We'll be back with more news and reports. Thank you for joining us. I am Henry Zin. Have a great day, everyone.